Hey, what's going on, guys? So we got a shoulder and bicep workout for you today. Pretty good timing, and it's a great workout simply because a lot of people are focused on body weight stuff right now. There's limited equipment at the house. Most of the gyms are shut down, so we're hoping that this is an opportunity for you guys to start focusing on your strength.
Definitely. I think the coolest thing is that you really only need one weight to do everything.
Or resistance bands, right? So you're finding now, and there's been a massive scramble on being able to get to this stuff. So if you're fortunate enough to have a couple dumbbells and you've got a couple resistance bands, the whole world is going to open up as far as opportunities to build strength. Now, it doesn't matter. We're going to go over the workout demonstration. We're going to give you some modifications, but then we're going to give you just some tips and tricks that you can kind of make things a little bit easier or a little bit harder, depending on where you are. I mean, if you're not doing strength training, a band might be great. If you need to really create some more tension and more opportunity for strength training, we might have to make some changes, okay? So the workout today is super simple. We have 2-3 exercise sets that we're going to do for a set number of repetitions. We're going to go over those exercises for you, give you some demonstration, some modifications, and then hopefully you guys can put these to the test. So to start out, we're going to do the first set. So the first 3 exercise set is going to focus primarily on the shoulders. So we have 2 shoulders and some biceps in this one. And then in the second set of 3, we have 2 biceps and then the 1 shoulder preference, okay? So starting, we're going to look at a lateral to front shoulder raise. So I'm going to have Jenny start with the dumbbells. I'm going to have her demo with both, and then we're going to go through just an imaginary set at the end, and we'll show you what this looks like in real time. So with the dumbbells, we're going to start here. Now, how you position yourself and how you're standing, I always prefer the split leg. I want you guys to be balanced, so I want your body and your weight to be centered right over the middle of the body. Now, when Jenny starts, she's going to go lateral first, so the dumbbells are going to come straight out. Big cueing tip for you guys, don't go any higher than your shoulders. There's no need to extend beyond this point. This is where if the weight is super light, you might be tempted to really bring this thing up here. Don't do that. The shoulder is real funky, and what we're trying to do as far as focusing on the shoulder, right here to the height. Now, Jen's going to go from this position to the front, then she's going to go down. That's 1. Now she's going to come right back out to the lateral, and then to the front. Okay, so that exercise is a lateral to front. Let me demo on the bands what that looks like. Now, where you position this for your foot, if you only have 1 foot in it, it's going to create a different type of resistance if the foot is in the back or if the foot is in the front. I prefer the back. This is going to put the right tension in the right spot for me on my shoulders. So I'm going to come out to the laterally, to the front, and then slow and control down. Remember in the other video that we did that we talked about not yanking on the band work. So up, to the front, and then back down. I am using more of a modified grip. I'm using a monkey grip where my thumb's on top. Always be sure you got a good grip on this thing so you don't hurt yourself. Now the second exercise is the deep swimmer press. So Jen's going to start. This is where a little bit of the bicep comes into it. You're going to end up parallel. The forearm's going to be parallel to the ground here. Jenny's going to bring these to her chest, and then it's going to mimic an Arnold press from here. So she's going to press up and out. She's going to come back down, bringing these right by her collarbone, and then go back down to parallel. We're going for 30 of these as well. So it was 30 of the first exercise, and it's going to be 30 of these. It's a lot of tension, okay? This is where if you don't have a ton of weight, the 30 is going to feel doable. If you've got 50s, that's the only thing you have in the house, this is going to be terrible, right? So we're going on the premise that not a lot of people have a lot of weight. So let me show you here on the bands. I'm going to put the foot in the back. I'm going to curl up to the parallel. This is the start. In, press overhead, slow control back down, and then we're going to come back to parallel. If you find that this is not enough resistance on that 1 band, so from here, bring it in, press overhead, come back down, then back down to parallel. 2 feet makes it more difficult. The 1 foot takes less tension off, so we're playing with that. The third exercise in this first set is just going to be a reverse raise. So Jenny's going to start with the back. This is targeting the back side of your shoulder, okay? So the posterior delt. Now Jen's going to get into a position. I'm going to have her turn more towards me. Now once she gets started, she's going to raise the center of the dumbbell closer to the middle of her thigh. So I'm going to have her come up a little bit more. And then come over here for you. Up here. Now once she gets started, she's going to engage that back part of the shoulder. She's going to raise, and she's not going to bring that dumbbell a whole lot more forward than this. As soon as you get down further and you start doing more extension, you're going to engage more tricep. This is still going to bring the tricep into the mix, but what we don't want to do is let the tricep do all the work. So you'll notice the tricep fatigues out. It's going to get hot, and then you're going to notice that muscle right above the back of the armpit. That's going to start to get lit up too. That's the target. It's going to be this piece right up here. Once you get started, stay in that groove and you're gonna be jamming that a little bit more. So those are the 3 exercises on that first set. You got the lateral to front raises, you got the deep swimmer presses, and then you've got these reverse raises. Now on the bands, they work very similar. This time I like the band in the front because I want the resistance pulling from this angle. So this is where my resistance is coming from, is the front. I'm gonna get set up. And then from here, I'm not bending the elbows. I'm coming up as high as my mobility will allow me. There's tension in my shoulders. As soon as I get down to right around the middle of my thigh or the middle of my hip, I'm gonna go right back up. I'm not gonna come all the way down here and release. That's gonna take the emphasis off. And every time you re-engage and push back, it's gonna fire up the tricep even more and more. You will notice the tricep getting tired. As soon as you notice that back part of the shoulder get lit up, that's where you wanna focus and start drilling in. Cool?
Yeah, sounds fun.
All right, so the second set, so that was the first set of 3. The rep count for that is gonna be 5 sets of 30. So you're gonna do 30 the first exercise, 30 the second, 30 the third. Take maybe 60 to 90 seconds of a break. You're gonna start round 2, all right? You're gonna go through that. That's gonna properly smoke the shoulders, right? The next set, so the next set of 3 is 21s. We're gonna start out, there's 3 positions on the bicep curls. We start at the bottom, so count to 7 up to parallel. 7 times here. Once she hits 7, she's gonna go from here to the shoulders. 7 reps, so we did 7 at the bottom, 7 at the top, and then we're gonna do full extension, 7 more. This is where the 21 comes in, right? So we're doing 21 reps total of the biceps. Now, as Jen's going, we're always gonna focus on keeping your elbows slightly back. If you notice your elbows drifting forward, you're starting to take the focus off the bicep and you're engaging more shoulder, okay? So always feel inclined to tuck backwards. Brilliant, let me show you with the bands. Again, with these, I like the band in the back. So I'm gonna start from the bottom to the middle. When you come down to the bottom with a band and relax, don't let it go. Don't wanna be relaxed all the way to the bottom where you've lost that tension. So stay here. I'm not gonna go to a full hang like Jen did with the dumbbells. I'm gonna stay partially resisted. Once I finish my 7, I finish the top half, and then I do full motion curls after that. So there's 21s with the band. We're going to 3/4. This is a shoulder exercise. You're gonna notice that it's not gonna take a whole lot of weight to get this one going. Now, once you get grooving with this, Jen's gonna come up to about 1/3 of the way, maybe 1/4. I'm gonna have it come down a little bit right to there, okay? She's not gonna bring that dumbbell any closer to her body than this point. So from here, she's gonna come up, then back down to about here. Keep coming down, have it come a little bit more, back up. That's it. So 3/4, it's 3/4 of the distance from the parallel down to the side itself. Once you get started, try to hold on to that. It's gonna get real hot real fast. So here's the starting position. I'm gonna stop here. There's no yank. You're gonna notice as you get tired, you might not be able to come up as high as the shoulder anymore. Get up as high as you can. It's better to be a little short on the top than to come closer to the thigh on the bottom. Keep that tension up here as much as possible. The last one is we have a Zotman. It's a modified Zotman since we're using dumbbells. Jen's gonna go ahead and start at the bottom. So she's gonna curl up, then reverse down, and then she's gonna return the dumbbells back to that starting position. So palms are down here. She's gonna reverse palms out, regular bicep curl, and then it turns into a forearm at the bottom, okay? Now these are a little bit wonky with the band since I don't have the ability to turn like she does. Put the band in the back. I'm gonna come up, back down, turn. So it's a 2-piece exercise for me since I'm using a band. But in spirit, that exercise is still there. Now the rep count for those, you're doing 21 reps of the first one, right? So the 21 bicep curls. Then we're doing the 20 3/4, and then we're doing 20 of these Zotman modifiers, okay? You're gonna do that 3 times. So 21, 20, and 20, 3 times, that's an additional 60 reps. Depending on the weight, how much energy you're able to put forth into this, how hard it's gonna be, this is where it gets kind of cool. If you don't have weight and you're not able to put a whole lot of tension into the resistance into the exercise itself, you can actually emulate weight by adding more time. So we do more time under tension. You're gonna notice that you're gonna get more of a strength building effect without having a whole ton of weight on hand. So for example, on those 21s, instead of just racking them out and doing 7, you would count to 3 on the way down. It's gonna take longer to do the exercise because each piece is more time, but you'll notice you'll still hit more of that micro trauma, fatigue, wearing the muscle out. You'll get more of an effect by going slower than actually having heavier weight, okay? We're gonna run through these very quickly together. So we're gonna go back to that first set, lateral to front shoulder raise, deep swimmer, and then we got the reverse raise. We're each gonna do 5, okay? So, and that's just to show you what this is gonna look like. You guys, you're gonna be doing a set of 30. So Jen's gonna start with the dumbbells. I'm gonna start with the bands, of course. I'm gonna make sure we're kind of out of the way. We're gonna run through these. We're gonna wait at the bottom. Then we're gonna go and we're gonna do the second set for you, okay? So we're starting first with the lateral fronts. We're gonna do 5 reps of this each. So that's 2. That's 3. This whole time I'm controlled. I'm not yanking. Slow down. I think I did an extra. Deep swimmer. So we're gonna go right into it. There's no rest between these two. Curl up, rotate up and overhead, easy down, and then reverse back down to parallel. So that's 2. This is 3. Should be on the same count. 4, there you go. Last one, press overhead. Good and relax. We're gonna go right into the reverse raise. I'm doing palms up. Once that tension is there, try not to relax it. You might not even notice these until you get up into the double digits. I'm gonna do a couple more for extra. There it is, now I got it. Okay, that's the first set of 3. 5 times, you're gonna do reps of 30 for each of those. Now we're gonna go ahead and just quickly run through the next set. 21s, so we're gonna do a set of 21s. We're gonna do them all?
Sure.
We'll do them all, okay. We'll do all 21. So here we go, so at the bottom. Remember, if I wanted to make this harder, I'd go a lot slower. We got 1 more here. 3. Coming up as high as I can, keeping my elbows back. And then I'm gonna do full range. At the bottom, I'm actually gonna squeeze the triceps and the bis. So back here, I'm engaging the triceps, coming to the top. It's just a little extra. I have no idea what number I'm on.
I'm on 5.
Okay, I'll do 2 more. 1, 2. Then we go right into 3/4. So you're gonna start just slightly away from the body. Remember not to yank, be nice to your shoulders. So 1, 2. Once you get started, it's a lot easier. It's starting and stopping that really sucks. And do 1 more. All right, then the modified Zotman.
How many you want to do?
Let's do 5. So I'm curling up and then reverse curling. It's 1. Focus on the muscle that's being worked. It's easy to start letting your shoulders hunch, start yanking crazy. Jen's gonna get done before me because I have to do 2 for every rep.
I'll do a bonus.
All right, that's my bonus right there. All right, so on that set, you're doing that one 3 times. Remember, it's 21 reps, 20 and 20. Those 2 should take you about 30 to 35 minutes. Last tip, always remember to inspect your bands. Did you got any pointers?
Exactly what I was going to say. Just
Check
make
your
sure
equipment.
to check your equipment.
It's always a good tip when you guys are doing the work with the band. It's real easy to want to look at your biceps and stuff while you're going at it. Keep your face away from the band. Always anticipate they're going to break. Be smart. You don't want that stuff hitting in the face. Hopefully you guys find some value in this. Enjoy it. We'd love to hear some feedback about what you thought of it, okay?
Absolutely. Post your scores too. If you made it through all 5 sets of 30 in the first and then all 3 rounds in the second, we would love to hear about it.
Heck yeah. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you on the next one.